like nobody. You can love me with your hands still on the wheel. When you love me like nobody else, I'm a little less lonely. You set my body in an overdrive.
Endless summer nights, sleeping under city lights. Are we living in real life? 'Cause I think I might be dreaming. With you, I am finally where I belong. I belong. With you, I just wanna stay here in your arms. In your arms, you fought all the monsters and demons in the dark. Help me fix the pieces inside my broken heart. With you, I am finally where I belong. I belong. With you, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. With you, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I learned to heal from all the pain. You show me how I can feel again. All these endless summer nights, sleeping under city lights. Are we living in real life? 'Cause I think I might be dreaming. With you, I am finally where I belong. I belong. With you, I just wanna stay here in your arms. In your arms, you fought all the monsters and demons in the dark. Help me fix the pieces inside my broken heart. With you, I am finally where I belong. I belong. With you, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. With you, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. With you, with you.
So close I can feel your breath. Too much, yeah, it don't exist. When it's you and me falling in too deep, yeah, you know I love it when we do that. But what if you're lonely? What if you made a mistake and you told me? What if you're lonely? Yeah. What if you're lonely? Then I say, damn, coming closer, baby. Why don't you see what I see? Damn, coming closer, baby, every night. Damn, coming closer, baby. Don't you ever leave me. Damn, coming closer, baby. You know how to take me there. We don't have to leave this bed. It's just you and me falling into deep. Yeah, you know I love it when we do that. But what if you're lonely? What if you made a mistake and you told me? see, damn, coming closer, baby. Why don't you see what I see? Damn, coming closer, baby, every night. Damn, coming closer, baby. No, don't you ever leave me. Damn, coming closer, baby. Then I see, damn. Then I see, damn. What if you're lonely? What if you made a mistake and you told me? What if you're lonely? What if you're lonely? And I say, damn, coming closer, baby. Why don't you see what I see? Damn, coming closer, baby, every night. Damn, coming closer, baby. No, don't you ever leave me. Damn, coming closer, baby. Then I see, damn. Then I see, damn. Won't get out of bed. Rage and white, claim it is my head. When it's my heart that aches, couldn't make you stay, but neither run away. And so it's better when I won't come down to meet you. I can better see you, 'cause I fall back in love with all we were. I fall back in love with all you do. I fall back in love with you. I fall back in love with you. Every place too slow, accelerate. Every place too low, quite what once was great. Told you I'm afraid you're gonna run away. And so it's better when I come back down to meet you. I can't wait to see you. And I fall back in love with all we were. I fall back in love with all you do. I fall back in love with you. Back in love with you. I fall back in love with you. I fall back in love with you. I fall back in love with you. So high, do you think of my heart? Do you have the time? Do you think of my heart? So high, do you think of my heart?
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for this momentous occasion today. My name is Mariana Kim from Capital A.
AirAsia. Before we carry on, we would like to extend a warm welcome to dignitaries from the embassies of Japan, India, Australia, and the UK.
And from Capital A and AirAsia X, we have Datuk Kamarudin Maranun, Executive Chairman of Capital A, Colin Curry, President Commercial, Capital A, Benjamin Ismail, CEO of AirAsia X, Capital A and AirAsia X board members and management team, distinguished guests, members of the media from Malaysia, and dialing in from the world over, ladies and gentlemen, and all stars.
We are pleased to welcome you today to celebrate the return of AirAsia X to the skies after 2 years of international travel restrictions. I'm sure everyone is ready and excited, so to continue the excitement, let's get the show started.
Woo!
There you go. AX is now back with a fresh new logo and offering flights across 7 popular routes to spice up your life. From KL to New Delhi, Sydney, Seoul, Tokyo, Sapporo, Osaka, and from Osaka to Honolulu.
Oh, wow, such exciting destinations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to invite Mr. Colin Curry, President Commercial of Capital A, to give a commemorative speech. Please give him a big round of applause.
Hi, good morning, everyone. How are you all today? Welcome to this great first major announcement of AirAsia X. We haven't had an event like this or an announcement for over 2 years, and it's a great pleasure for me to be here today to talk to you about it. But firstly, let me welcome our distinguished guests. Firstly, good morning to you, Dr. Kamarudin, Executive Chairman of Capital A, Dr. Pham from our AirAsia Board of Directors in Capital A, our management team, our all-stars who are here today, media friends, ladies and gentlemen. So, what are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about a new era for our sister airline, AirAsia X, and you can see the new look behind me. My name's Colin Curry. I'm President of Commercial for Capital A. And it was here that Capital A was launched in January of this year. Capital A is an investment holding company that runs 4 business pillars. The first one is our core business of aviation. Our second business is our digital businesses, which have Super App, which is our platform of lifestyle products and services, Teleport, our logistics company, and BigPay, which is our digital bank. And the fourth one is our Redbeak Capital Ventures, which is our incubator of new products and services that we try to develop. So, AirAsia X is going to have a new era in long-haul, low-cost travel. And this is about to be transformed. A new network, a new airline model, complete with a new look. This will really take medium and long-haul travel to new heights, especially after 2 years of the pandemic. This is not just the new logo for AirAsia X. The new look represents the word called maximum. Maximum flexibility, maximum destinations, maximum experience, and most importantly, maximum value. As the People's Airlines with a vision to serve the underserved, we're also providing maximum opportunities for everyone to fly to their dream destinations. And we know there's pent-up demand from our customers who have not been able to travel for the last 18 to 24 months. People want to fly now, they want to travel, and they want to fly to dream destinations, of which we'll talk to you later today. AirAsia X already connects within the aviation group with our fly-through products. We connect our long-haul markets across Japan, Australia, India, and Korea with popular destinations in ASEAN, like Indonesia, like Philippines, and like Thailand. From a capital A perspective, what are we doing to support AirAsia X return to the skies? Well, simply, capital A is supporting them by including AirAsia X into our ecosystem of travel and lifestyle products. I don't know any other brand that offers the widest range of products and services on a digital platform globally. Today, the Super App platform offers you airline tickets, travel, you can do e-hailing, you can order food, you can have money, and you can also deliver parcels through Express. Our vision is purely to become the leading super app in ASEAN, and our purpose is for capital A, simply to connect and transform people's lives by offering everyday products and services they need to keep people in our super app ecosystem on a daily basis. We will assist AirAsia X to maximize the many opportunities on our platform, including our logistics, our e-commerce, and our revolution fintechs offering via BigPay. The launch of AirAsia X is a big and important piece in the capital A ecosystem. The future of the airline industry is looking very, very bright. We foresee a V-shaped comeback of pent-up demand from customers wanting to travel. We may be 3 to 6 months behind Europe and North America of coming out of the pandemic, but we really do see that demand of our customers wanting to travel, and we're very, very optimistic and excited about the future. We will continue to deliver affordability, accessibility to everyone with high quality at the best cost of value at the heart of everything we do. That is our mission, and that's our proposition to continue to deliver. We look forward to flying high with AirAsia X. We wish Ben you all the best for the launch, and I'd like to hand over to the CEO of AirAsia X, Benjamin Ismail, to give you more detail of the exciting plans of his airline. Thank you very much.
Please welcome Ben to the stage with a big round of applause.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I forgot how a stage looks like. So I'm glad to be back. I'm happy to be back. So first of all, without further ado, I'd like to welcome the dignitaries from Japan, India, Australia, and United Kingdom. Thank you for gracing us with your presence today. Of course, our own Dato' Kamarudin, Executive Chairman of Capital A, Dato' Pham, my fellow board member, and of course, Colin Curry, President Commercial Capital A, and of course, all Capital A and Asia X, and every of the AirAsia family who are here today. Distinguished address, media, friends, all stars, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today on this momentous event. It's amazing to be back in the air and to see everybody here back together again. We have spent, the downtime in flying, reviewing every aspect of AirAsia X and seeing what we can do better for the people, for the customers, and and also to bring back greater value for the business for all. The most important thing is for us over the last 2 years, in 2021, we have successfully restructured the company, relaunching services, again, looking into more cargo, dominant, and also passengers, and working together with all the global forwarders. And I guess those business for the last 2 years was able to put us in a better position, and we survived the pandemic entirely. But this, of course, now as the borders slowly open up, we go back to our bread and butter, which is passenger traveling, which is something that we are focused on here today. Thanks to the world, the whole world, for finally opening up, letting passengers see the world. And I think recently, over the last 6 months, we have slowly flown into the markets like Sydney. We've done Delhi, and of course, we've done Seoul. But with this announcement today, we're going to probably add more flights, hopefully to bring more people to those destinations forward. Today, we're going to announce a few routes and potentially more to come in the coming weeks. But the most initial ones that we're looking at, of course, is Japan. We're looking into Tokyo, Sapporo, and Osaka. And of course, the crowd favorites, which is Honolulu from Osaka, which is great. And those are the markets that we're going to open up. And the coming months, we're going to open Australia and such. And today as well, we're going to increase frequencies to Sydney. So in our return to the skies, it's not been possible without the support of the team over the last 2 years. It hasn't been easy, but I think, we're here today. Let's enjoy it and celebrate it together. Of course, the main people that has been sticking to us is our passengers, who's been there through the hard and thin. Just want to let you know that, the guests that's affected by the cancelled flights, we've recently refunded pretty much most of the credits through travel vouchers to our passengers to fly on D7. We have a little bit more to go. Be patient. And on top of that as well, we've given the flexibility for you to use this travel vouchers up to 5 years. As we bring back more flights, you have over 5 years to use this voucher. So, enjoy it. This is something that we want to give back to the passengers moving forward. Okay. We remain confident that we want to go back to the pre-COVID capacity. It will take time as the market slowly open up, as some countries remove PCR and quarantines and all that kind of stuff. So I think that will take time. But I think the key thing is we want to spur traffic back and get people traveling to see the world, which people are missing over the last 2 years. That's very important. So the key thing is our strategy is to have a model that flies profitably. We have to make sure that's very important to survive for the company, and also make routes decisions that are commercially viable for the business itself. There will be a few announcements of a few exciting routes that are coming up, which is going to be great. But of course, today's news is that we're going to launch 7 routes with fares starting from as low as 499 ringgit as we speak. So log in onto aa.com, super app, and try to book as many flights as you can, family, friends, girlfriends, wives, and all that. So let's do that. Okay, so with the biggest news yet to come, which will save it to the best, low long haul, low cost is coming back into play. So I hope you get excited about the news later. So without a doubt, I think on the final stage, again, I'd just like to thank everybody. I know we've been quiet for 2 years, but I think now just letting you know that AirAsia X is back, and we can't be done without the support of the shareholders, the management, the board of directors, and of course all the staff within the family of AirAsia, entire group. On deep of my heart, thank you everybody for all your support. Let's make this work, and hopefully we'll, for many years to come, new routes, new flights, new destinations, okay? On that note, thank you everybody, and enjoy your day. Thanks.
Thank you, Ben.
All right, thank you so much. Now, at this time, I would like to invite Dr. Kamarudin, Colin, and Ben back here to the launch pad to mark the beginning, the new era of AirAsia X together. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the time we've been waiting for. Fasten your seatbelts. We have saved this moment for last. Time to reveal the 3 new long-haul destinations coming to you soon. Gentlemen, please push the gear on the count of 3. Not yet. And I would like to invite the members of the audience to count down with me on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, launch!
Can we please have Mr. Colin to push the button? All right, 3, 2, 1. The first destination is Dubai. Next, can we please have Ben to push the right logo? All right, where are we going next?
Ooh, the suspense.
3, 2, 1. Next, off to Istanbul. And we save the best for last. Can we please have Dr. Kamarudin to unveil the last destination by pushing the middle button? Everyone, count with us. 3, 2, 1.
Go!
London!
All right.
There you go, media friends. On top of the 7 routes that AirAsia X will fly to soon, it will paint the skies red in London, Dubai, and Istanbul. Media friends, this is your photo opportunity. Can you please have the 3 gentlemen to stand in the middle of the stage, please? All right. Everyone stand close together. Look to the middle. Look to your middle. Right. Look to your left camera. And look to your right camera. All right. Once more, let's give it up for AirAsia X. All right, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll now have a special message sent to us all the way from London. Let's find out who has sent this message from London.
Hi everyone, AirAsia X has a surprise for you. We're flying to London.
All right. All right, that was a short and sweet message from Tony, of course, our CEO of Capital A. Media friends, this is the time you've been waiting for, our media Q&A. Please, I would like to invite Datuk Din and Colin and Ben back on the stage to face the media and answer some questions please join us on the stage, please.
Right, media friends, if you would like to ask a question, please raise your hand, state your name and publication. And for media members dialing in, please send in your questions via the chat space. Thank
We
you.
would like to kindly ask that you keep your questions related to today's announcement. And if you have any questions other than today's launch of AirAsia X, the communications team will reach out to you to answer those questions. So we'll begin the media Q&A now. As the MC of this event, I have the privilege of asking the first question, and my first question goes to Dato Din. I know you've been wanting to fly to Istanbul, and today's the day. We have launched Istanbul. How do you feel? And tell us about some of the exciting destinations that we'll be flying to.
Hello. Hi. Istanbul, okay. Anyway, there's one destination that I always frequent, almost 3 times a year. Before COVID, and I've not been there since, but I've always been one of those who actually promoted Istanbul. Because as you can see, it's a country which has a lot more touristic side. It's a country that's been featured in most movies, James Bond, whatever movie there is, you know, it's a country in between Asia and Europe. In fact, they have Asian side and the European side. So I'm happy that eventually, after pandemic, we are able to fly to Istanbul. And hopefully from Istanbul, we get to many more places, inshallah. Anyway, there's only one supporter of Istanbul, it seems. Okay. But anyway, I'm sure all of you who has never been to Istanbul would find the place exciting, interesting, challenging to some extent, but you know, it's a great place to be. In fact, I've always compared Istanbul and Dubai to Thailand and Singapore, because Thailand being a natural touristic hub, so would be Istanbul. Whereas Dubai is like Singapore, you have most connectivities throughout the world from there. So it'd be natural for us to fly to those 2 destinations, as you can see from the top. And London probably because it's a sexy destination. And when we were looking at the destination that we would like to fly to, especially after the new relaunch of AirAsia X, and also to actually offer something different, something exciting to those who have been supporting us throughout the pandemic, you know. We would like to offer them this destination. So those of you who have not flown, who have their credit and all that, they will be given first opportunity to actually fly to these places. There'll be certain allocation for those to redeem their credit, and they'll be able to be one of those first few to fly to this destination. So hopefully, with this new rebirth of AirAsia X, you know, after the pandemic, we'll be able to offer more destination throughout the way, but we'll be focusing around Asia region, and then hopefully we'll connect to Europe and the rest of the world from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, next question goes to Colin. How does this all fit into Capital A and all that it's trying to achieve?
Sure. So AirAsia X remains a separate corporate entity to Capital A, even though Tony and Dato Din have interests in AirAsia X. It does remain an affiliate airline to Capital Air and AirAsia GL. What we do, though, is because AirAsia X has the value proposition to our customers of accessibility, of value, of delivering great service to our customers for long haul on AirAsia X. We will support it through our ecosystem, as I said in our speech, of Super App. We do connect it through to the network of AirAsia into countries like Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, through the fly-through beyond products. And we give our marketing expertise and our commercial expertise into our affiliate airline of AirAsia X. So that's our involvement and our partnership.
Thank you for that answer. My next question is to Ben. This is from Jamie Freed with Reuters. How many aircraft are currently operational, and are there plans to add back more in the fleet, and how many planes do you expect to operate by the end of this year?
Yeah, thanks for the questions. So currently we have 6 flying. We got another 5 more coming in out of service. So we'll probably have about 11 aircraft in total. But additionally, we're going to add another 4 more aircrafts coming in. So in total, we'll have 15 aircrafts hopefully by year end. Okay.
All right, we'll take some questions from the floor.
Hi, Prem from Nikkei. Hi. Congratulations on the relaunch. I have a few questions actually. Ben, it would be easier for us if you can clarify on the routes which you're going to fly soon, the exact routes and the frequencies like. And also, on the refund process that you mentioned just now, can you put a number to it, like how many % have you settled? And how do you deal with requests from some people who wants cash refund instead of credits? And also, to Dato', I have a question.
Did we go one by one? So everybody, we go one by one, the questions?
Of course.
And then after that, we'll pass to Dato'. Yeah. We'll forget, getting old. See, I already forget the first question. Oh, yes. So the first question is basically, I think, in terms of the routes that we're launching today, as I think in the press release you will see, is basically into Japan, which is Osaka, Haneda, Tokyo, Sapporo. Of course, we're doing Hawaii. And of course, we're adding additional flights into Sydney and Seoul. In due time, once we get final approvals, we'll be launching all of the other older flights. We're talking about Melbourne, Perth, and probably some other cities that we're looking at. One potentially that we're looking at as well as Auckland. So that's something of the we had. The ones that we just spoke about is Istanbul, Dubai, and London. It says they're coming soon is because we are just waiting for final approvals and slots of timings. It's not up for sale yet, but we are targeting hopefully within the month we'll start selling those tickets for those routes. So stay tuned on that. Okay. The second question is refunds, right? Yeah. Correct? Okay. The second question is basically in terms of refunds. For AirAsia X only, we have refunded 80%. When I say refund, is we're giving back credits via a travel voucher through all passengers that's impacted by D7 meaning AirAsia X, and the 20% is still in progress, which will be completed within the month. So that's the update on that. Why not cash? Because AirAsia X just went through a court restructuring process with Malaysia. Under the law, we can't give cash refunds to anybody, to creditors and all that as well. So this, what we give back in terms of travel vouchers, is actually at our goodwill, that we're giving back passengers one for one for the price that they paid for those tickets. Under the court, we are not supposed to give, but because it's goodwill, because passengers provide the biggest business for us, and we need them to continue flying with us. So hence why we give travel vouchers back to passengers. Okay? The third is...
Not for you.
We'll let other reporters have their time to ask their questions and come back to you when we have time. Thank you so much.
Just to add on to whatever Ben said, also the passengers will be given 10% of the value by March 2023. So that 10% will probably equate to the cost of the holding on to that refund for the last 2 years. If equate into cost of fund for spending that amount of money. So on top of that, they also get that credit share that be able for them to fly to any destination of AirAsia X in the future for 5 years.
All right, let's move on to the next question, please.
Hi, I'm Najib from Soya Chinchao. I would like to know what type of flight will be used for this long-haul destination. Is it a bus?
Sorry, what's the question?
What type of flight will be used for this long-haul destination?
What type of aircraft you mean?
Yes. Correct.
Oh, okay. So we'll be using our current 330s, CEOs. So basically, it will be, for example, to London. It will be a stop in Dubai and onwards to London. Istanbul will be a direct flight. Yeah, so those are the 3 routes. And while the others remains the same.
All right. I see a raised hand over there on my... All right, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Leslie from Economy Traveller. I have a sentimental reason also for asking this. Your very, very first destination ever was the Gold Coast, and I haven't heard it mentioned anywhere. Are you hoping to go back to either Gold Coast or Brisbane?
So, that's something that it's in our plans. I didn't want to announce it yet because I think we're going back to the major cities first because traffic is still coming back. I think Australia, it's a very big market for us. We just want to...
It's a big market.
Yeah, so Gold Coast will be coming soon. We just want to make sure that people get their visa sorted in time for this market. So at the moment, we do have that issues in Malaysia. So yeah.
All right, thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bilkis from NST. So I have two questions to Ben and one question to Colin. So I'll ask Ben first. So the first question is that you mentioned that your AirAsia X is looking to fly to more destinations, right? And a couple of years ago, there were talks that AirAsia X would be flying to Almaty, Kazakhstan. So, and then pandemic happened to Kazakhstan, Almaty. So, and then pandemic happened. So what is the update on that? Would AirAsia X be flying to Central Asia and then connect Central Asia to perhaps America or Europe? And the second question is, you mentioned that AirAsia X is looking to return to pre-COVID capacity. So, I know you can't say for sure exactly when, but do you have any indication when that would happen?
Yeah, so in terms of Almaty, I think we met a few times with the ambassador. I think we've kind of given our wish list. The onwards flights, generally what we see now is we will want to fly to Almaty, but because there is a local carrier there as well, they're not allowing us to do Fifth Freedom from Almaty. It has to be from a smaller city in Kazakh. So it was very tough. That's a wish list that we put through, and they're still considering that on our side. But of course, we do want to go back to Central Asia. We want to go to Central Asia, but it has to be commercially viable for it to happen. Okay. On the second one is on going back to pre-COVID capacity, right? Yeah. So ideally, we have to be careful in terms of going back to pre-COVID. We have to ensure that we are profitable first with all the routes that we're doing now. Internally, we've projected that pre-COVID capacity will be over 2 years. But if market rebounds back faster, we'll accelerate that. But if not, we'll take our time to go back to pre-COVID capacity. Okay.
All right, thanks. And a question to Colin.
Sorry, I'll answer for the Almaty because I had lunch with the ambassador recently.
All right.
There's a lot of changes in Kazakhstan. We had numerous meetings. In fact, we flew quite a number of times to both Almaty and Astana. And we have a serious negotiation with the government. But obviously, you're aware there's a lot of changes in Kazakhstan. So we are revisiting. In fact, I'm flying to Almaty to meet the government and to revisit whatever, discussion we had before it. So hopefully we'll get some positive news for you by the time we go through the thing.
All right, thanks. And a question to Colin. What is your outlook? What is your outlook for capital A?
Okay, so we just released our Q1 results for this year, 2022. Capital A did over 800 million. If we look forward for the full year outlook, our greatest opportunity is to get more capacity into the sky for our core business, right? We aim to try and get 202 aircraft flying. Pre-COVID, it was over 200. At the moment, it's slated for about 178 in Q4. In Q4, we forecast around about 75% of pre-COVID revenue. Full year, we hope to be doing over 50% for the aviation airline. And we hope also plan to be EBITDA positive, profit positive. In Super App business, which is our digital platform, we've had 14 million active users in Q1. And in quarter 1, we didn't really have the airline sort of up and operational. So most of that was coming through our new businesses of e-hailing on rides, also food and express. We just hit 1 million rides in April of this year, only after 8 months of operation. So we really think that AirAsia Rides is now a firm competitor to take share and leadership from Grab in the future. So we will still continue to drive our food and our rides business. Obviously, our airline and our travel business is coming back into a V-shaped recovery. Full year, 21 million active users targeted for Super App, and also plan to be EBITDA positive. Teleport, also EBITDA positive, and Teleport as a logistics company is in line with obviously the capacity that follows in the aviation group. So as more aircraft get up into the sky, our logistics company, Teleport, will utilize the belly space within the aircraft to drive revenue. And BigPay, we have 1.2 million carded users as of today, with 1.5 million targeted for full year. So that's sort of the outlook for you for 2022.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Afrina from TV3. So I have 2 questions. So my question is, how's the ticket pricing for AirAsia X now compared to pre-pandemic? Is there a lot of increments? And if so, how many does AirAsia absorb, and how much else that AirAsia pass it on consumers? And the second one is, how's the re-employment process for AirAsia X? Do you plan to re-employ your old staff pre-pandemic? Thank you.
Okay. I think in the fares, I think we're looking at trying to give value to customers. But of course, you got to take into consideration that now we're in a very high fuel environment. So fares will generally be slightly higher. But I think what we want to do is to make sure that it's still affordable for consumers to fly. There is the element of fuel surcharge and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as fuel environment comes down, it becomes much more cheaper for people to travel the world. Okay. In terms of staff, AirAsia X, we are still not in the process of hiring people. As it is now, we're trying to make sure that the people that we've put on furlough, that's the first focus for us to bring them back into flying. As we get more planes flying, these are the staff that hasn't been working with us for 2 years, and that's my focus, to bring them back flying first. Then later, I'll start looking into bringing back the people that we let go in the past. Okay.
Any other questions from the floor before we go to 2 other questions coming through Zoom? All right, well, I have one question from the Business Times from a reporter named Ailing. How does AirAsia X deal with the escalating costs, for example, the rising jet fuel cost?
Yeah, I think just generally just through every other airlines that have been operating through this, the main thing is by adopting a fuel surcharge policy. That is not something that is long term. It goes in line with the fuel. As I said earlier, once fuel comes down, most airlines will remove that option. So that's how we pass off that rising fuel cost. But in terms of the company side, the company is continuing to find ways to reduce cost to ensure that fares are affordable for everybody. So that's something that we are ongoing as it is.
And one last question from Naomi Neo from Cirium. Is AirAsia X facing any bottleneck in MRO capacity to return aircraft to service? And if so, do you expect any changes to launch plans or ability to increase frequencies on existing routes?
Yeah. So generally there is bottlenecks in all MRO services, but I think the company foresee this issue ahead of time. So we have planned our schedules for all our checks coming in. So as it is, there's 1 aircraft going in every month. So hopefully by January, the 5 planes I mentioned earlier will be serviceable and flying hopefully by then.
Thank you. One final question comes from Prem with the Nikkei Business Review.
Okay.
Asia.
It's actually Nikkei Asia. Okay,
Nikkei Asia.
Yeah. So this question is for Dato'. Dato', what is going to be your message to the shareholders of AirAsia X the minority shareholders, I mean, they have been going through with the low share price and basically non-activity in business. So with the restart and the relaunch today, what is the message that you're going to send to the shareholders? Thank you.
Okay, we are also shareholders. So whatever message I'm giving is what we believe in as well. If you notice, the pandemic is such a challenging period, especially for Asia X, because it's purely international flights. See, with capital A, you have one, they've gone into digitalization, but also they'll be able to fly domestic. International border only opens in April, and now we are ready to take on the international border, but there are still things that we need to do to ensure that we'll be able to fly safely and efficiently. So those things take place. But in the meantime, we have to go through this exercise that we went through with the court. When the pandemic strikes, we were totally, basically unoperable. So basically flying, especially international flight, were totally non-existent. So all the aircraft have to be, left in the tarmac. We have to start thinking about how do we survive these 2 years. We never got a cent from any government or any entity. We had to survive based on cash flow. We received a lot of criticism about us laying off workers, but funny enough, the criticism comes from third party, those not within the company. The staff were willing enough to actually, seek other employment, and we set up AirAsia Academy to be able to retool the staff to start looking at other job opportunities while waiting for us to restructure back the company. The restructure when I think took us almost 2 years, a year and a half to go to this painstaking restructure because there's so many parties involved. Shareholders is just one stakeholder. There's also the leasing company, the engine, the airport, and obviously the passenger who, is beyond us, right? The moment the government said no border is open, we can't fly. There's nothing there that we can do to be able to compensate the passenger except ask them to actually bear with us. As much as the shareholders, as you pointed correctly, that also have to go through patiently waiting for the restructuring. So right now that we've gone through the restructuring, and AirAsia X is now much cleaner, virtually no debt, and we have renegotiated the leasing on the aircraft. We renegotiated landing rights and whatever not. And most importantly, as Ben pointed correctly just now, was our passenger has always been in the forefront, besides the shareholder. That's why if you notice, the passenger who's going to get refund, by law, because the court cannot differentiate between asset and liabilities. So they put the refunds under liabilities. So it has to be treated the same. But we have gone back to the court to say that, out of the goodwill, we will then compensate the passenger with this voucher plus 10% by March 2023. So they get some form of gratuity to basically cover their cost of fund for whatever period that they put their investment in. So anyway, now that we are on that path with the comfort that the court has that ruling that we'll be able to fly back, and we're getting to all these destinations, hopefully all the stakeholders will then get their investment back. Either, the leasing company, we will lease the plane further, a lot longer than what we contracted to be. Passengers will get some form of money back, plus the opportunity to fly to various other destinations. And the shareholders now, no doubt the investment have been reduced, but we believe in the long run, they should see their investment come back, into fruition, where they will benefit from the new organized relaunch of AirAsia X. So now, I think today marked the beginning of the new AirAsia X, not only in the flights, but in terms of how we will look at things. Before, in the past, as we've learned, anything can happen. So we're going on this crazy path of global domination of some sort. But today, I think every route is being painstakingly researched to ensure that every part of the route will make money for the shareholders. So inshallah, we'll see that reflected in the share price. You know, I cannot speak for the investing public, but as you see the progression in the profitability of the company, in the management style of the company, and as for the exciting routes that we're going to develop, it will be reflected hopefully in the share price. Inshallah.
All right, that just about brings us to the end of the media Q&A. Any final thoughts from the three gentlemen on the stage? All right, well, thank you, media members, for your questions, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please give them a big round of applause for braving the questions.
I'm sure everyone can't wait to fly with AirAsia X. We will now host a lucky draw for our media friends.
We have 2 pairs of flights to be given away today. We will spin the wheel to find out where you're headed.
All right, the wheel is actually behind me.
Over to you, Amzar.
All right, so we will... Right, we'll spin the virtual link so that you can spin the physical one. All right, let's go for the first name. All right, can we please welcome Azam? Azam, are you here? Azam calling in once. Azam calling in twice. All right, we'll spin the wheel again then. All right, can we please welcome Leslie? Yeah, everyone please make a round of applause. All right, Leslie, you can spin the wheel and see where you will be going. Tokyo! Right, make sure your passport is ready. Please connect with our communications team for further details. All right, Azam is here. All right. Yeah, so we'll spin the wheel again. All right, can we please have Muhammad Iman Mutakin? All right, Iman, you gotta spin and see where you're going. Tokyo as well. Congratulations. Please reach out to our communications team. All right. Right, that's the 2 pairs of flights, and that marks the end of our event today. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us today. Refreshments is at the back. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of the day. And do check out our new and current destinations on our super app. Thank you. Have a great rest of the day.